Basic first aid for the community and workplace. Introduction to basic first aid. Injuries and illness kill more than 2 million people in the world each year. Effective first aid can make difference between life and death. This program focuses on what you must know and to do in order to provide confident and effective first aid care. Next is the emotional aspect of providing first aid. Example is the traumatic incidents. Traumatic incidents cause emotional distress. Both the first aid provider and victim may suffer emotional distress during and or following the traumatic incidents. The seriousness or horror of the incidents will be a factor of determining the amount of emotional distress. Next is the infectious diseases, proper removal of contaminated gloves. Bloodborne or pathogens are viruses, bacteria that are carried in blood and can cause diseases in people. Hepatitis B, HBV, and HIV are two diseases commonly addressed by health and safety standards. Universal precautions is a way to limit the spread of disease, preventing contact with blood and body fluids. And this is the proper removal of contaminated gloves. When you're using gloves, always quickly inspect before putting them on. If a glove is damaged, then use it. When taking contaminated gloves off, do it carefully. Don't snap them, as these might cause to blood spattered. Never wash or use disposable gloves because that is not good. Responding to emergency and roles and responsibility of first aid provider. First aid provider rules. The basic rule of the first aid provider is to recognize the medical emergency and make decisions to help. Your personal safety is your highest initial priority, followed by safety in the victim and any bystanders' responsibilities. Emergency action steps. Emergency action steps are intended to help first aid provider respond to an emergency and manage life-threatening problems of airway, breathing, and circulation in victim of any age. Refer to the universal first aid procedure. Call 911 or active your emergency plan action. And lastly, what to do if the victim is unresponsive. And I have here a picture or the example how to help of the person who will not respond.